Is a small fact.
You are going to die! Does this worry you?
I urge you.
Don't be afraid.
I'm nothing if not fair. Of course, an introduction.
Where are my manners?
I could introduce myself properly, but it's not really necessary, is it? It suffices to say that at some point in time,
I will be standing over you. Your soul will be in my arms. I will carry you gently away. This is a story of one of those perpetual survivors, an expert at being left behind.
It's just a small story, really. About, among other things,
a girl,
some words, some fanatical Germans, a Jewish man a long way from home,
and quite a lot of fear. First the colors,
then the humans.
That's usually how I see things. First up is something white. Some of you are most likely thinking that white is not really a color.
I don't think you want to argue with me.
Yes, it was white. As you might expect, someone had died.
There were two guards.
There was a mother and her daughter, and one corpse. A small soul was in my arms, and tears were frozen to the book thief's face. I was just about to leave when I found her kneeling there.
She was clutching a book.
The book thief had struck for the first time.
The beginning of an illustrious career.
The Book Thief.
By Marcus Suzette. Mother and daughter vacated the cemetery and made their way to Munich. She was delivering her remaining child to a foster home.
The Hubermans. Some facts about Hans Huberman. He was a painter by trade.
He had already cheated me in one world war, but would later be put into another, where he would somehow manage to avoid me again.
Some facts about Rosa Huberman.
She possessed the unique ability to aggravate almost anyone she ever met.
But she did love Lisa Memminger.
Her way of showing it just happened to be strange.
Listen, Lisa, from now on you call me Mama. I'm Mama number 2. And him over there, that filthy pig, you call him Papa. You understand?
Yes.
Yes, Mama. Call me Mama when you speak to me.
It was in that moment that Hans Huberman looked up at Liesel and winked.
She would have no trouble calling him Papa.
Those first few months were definitely the hardest.
Every night, Lisa would nightmare. Her brother's face.
Huberman would always appear, and
he would not leave.
as with most small towns, Moking was filled with characters. One such character, the infamous Rudy, was destined to become Liesel's best friend. He was there for her in the beginning, and would be there later on when Liesel's frustrations boiled over. But he wouldn't do it for free. The only thing worse than a boy who hates you, a boy who loves you.
Come on, just down here, little. Let's race. I bet you can beat me.
I bet you I can.
What do you bet, you little summage? Have you got any money?
Of course not. Do you?
No. But if I beat you, I get to kiss you.
No, babe, I am not kissing you.
One day, Lisa, you'll be dying to kiss me.
But Liesel knew, and she vowed, that as long as both she and Rudy Steiner lived, she would never kiss that miserable,
Filthy sucker.
This was the defining moment. I realized a mere human, Liesel Memminger, intrigued me. In 1939, 90% of Germans showed unflinching support to Adolf Hitler.
That leaves 10% who didn't.
Hans Huberman belonged to that 10%. Some statistical information.
Second stolen book. April 20th, 1940.
If you want to shine like sun, you have to burn like it burst.
Yeah!
If you were being flippant about it, you'd say that all it took was a little bit of fire, really, and some human shouting to go with it. The problem, however, is this.
This is no time to be flippant. Hi!
Because when the book thief stole her second book, it triggered the crux of what was to come.
It is our destiny. It's not truth that matters, but victory. Yeah!
You see, people may tell you that Nazi Germany was built on anti-Semitism, a somewhat overzealous leader, and a nation of hateful things. But it would all have come to nothing had the Germans not loved one particular activity.
To burn.
The Germans loved to burn things.
Shops, synagogues, houses, people,
And of course,
books.
as Liesel would discover, a good thief requires many things.
Stuff, nerve, speed.
More important than any of these things, however, is one final requirement.
Luck.
Liesel wandered toward the mountains of ash. 3 hooves. Liesel moved in. When she reached her hand in, she was big, but on her second attempt, she made sure she was fast enough. She smiled. She had stolen a book, and had managed to fascinate me once again. But I digress. Toward the end of 1939, Liesel had settled into life in Moking pretty well. However, she still missed her mother
And mourned her brother.
Papa? Is my mother a communist? They were always asking her things before I came here.
I don't know. I never met her.
Did the Fuhrer take your name?
I think he might have, yes.
I knew it. I hate the Fuhrer! I hate him!
and Hans Huberman.
What did he do?
What did he say?
He slapped her across the face.
Don't you ever say that.
Papa?
Never. Do you hear me?
Good. Now let us try. Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler.
Poor Liesel. But this moment did lead her to Mein Kampf.
The book penned by the Führer himself.
It was the third book of great importance to reach Liesel Memminger. Only this time,
She did not steal it.
Listen, Liesl. This book, this is our secret. But you have to promise me something.
Anything, Papa.
If I ever ask you to keep a secret for me, you will do it.
I promise.
Now for a change of scenery.
We've both had it too easy till now, my friend, don't you think? How about let's forget milking for a minute or two? It will do us some good. Also, it's important to the story. We will travel a little to a secret storage room, a guided tour of suffering.
Perhaps you're left. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps even straight ahead.
In it sits a Jew.
He is scum. He is starving. He is afraid. Please, try not to look away.
A few hundred miles northwest, in Stuttgart, far from book thieves and Himmel Street, a man was sitting in the dark. It was the best place, they decided.
It's harder to find a Jew in the dark.
Please. Please. Let me in.
He was speaking to a man he had never met.
Hans Huberman.
Again he spoke to the distant stranger.
Please.
So there you have it.
You're well aware of exactly what was coming to Himmel Street by the end of 1940. I know.
You know. Liesl Memminger.
However, cannot be put into that category. We move forward now to a cold night's struggle. We'll let the book thief catch a blade. It was November 3rd, and the floor of the train held on to his feet. In front of him, he read the copy of Mein Kampf. Book Thief Productions officially presents
Mein Kampf.
My struggle.
by Adolf Hitler.
Of all the things to save him. In one hand, he held his suitcase. The other was still holding Mein Kampf.
How could he show up and ask people to risk their lives for him?
How could he be so selfish?
It all dated back many years to World War I. A Jew had once saved Hans Huberman's life, and he couldn't forget that. He would repay the debt by hiding the man's son, Max Vandenberg, in his basement.
Papa?
Max stood up like a struck match.
Liesl, remember our promise?
Yes, Papa.
The situation of the Hubermans.
Very sticky indeed.
In fact, frightfully sticky.
When a Jew shows up at your German place of residence in the early hours of the evening, in the very birthplace of Nazism, you're likely to experience extreme levels of discomfort.
Anxiety.
Disbelief.
Paranoia.
I feel as if the mood is a tad somber. Let's skip to a happier time in the book. Well, happy for me anyways. For I was able to visit Lisa again.
My book!
A book floated down the Amber River. A boy jumped in, got up to it, held it in his right hand. He grinned.
Now, how about the kiss summons?
How about a kiss?
How about a kiss?
Poor Rudy.
He didn't deserve to die the way he did.
On many counts, taking a boy like Rudy was robbery. So much life, so much to live for. I'm certain you would have loved to hear the book thief finally admit that she loved him. In the darkness of my dark beating heart, I know.
He'd have loved it all right.
You see?
Even death has a heart.
Of course.
I'm being rude.
you a different point of view on that. You see, to me, war is like the new boss who expects the impossible. He stands over your shoulder repeating one thing incessantly.
Get it done! Get it done! So you work harder. You get the job done.
The boss, however, does not thank you.
He wants more.
Often, I tried to think of the strewn pieces of beauty I saw during that time. I plowed through my library of stories. In fact, I found one now. I believe you know half of it already. And if you come with me, I'll show you the rest. I'll show you the second half of a book thief.
She's waiting for you.
She's bringing some snow down to a basement to help cheer up the man who's lived his life in darkness for so long.
Here she comes.
We have to build a snowman.
Often, I wish this would all be over, Lisa. But since somehow you do something like walk down the basement steps with a snowman in your hands.
Unfortunately, that night signaled a severe downslide in Max's health.
Mama,
What, Lisa?
is Max going to die?
Listen, Lisa, I did not take this man into my house to watch him die. Do you understand?
Now go play with your friends, Lisa.
Don't die, Max. Please, just don't die.
You're chewing a hole in my stomach with all this talking. Go on, do as I say.
Yes, Mama. But you'll come and get me if he wakes up, won't you? Just make something up. Scream out like I've done something wrong. Don't worry. Everyone will believe you.
Hans, what if he doesn't wake up? What if he dies here? They'll put us away for good.
She was absolutely right.
A Jewish corpse is a major problem.
Max did not wake up. For 8 more days. At school, there was a rattling of knuckles on the door. The door opened and the entire classroom of children looked on in surprise and...
Those are hooligans turning the doorbell.
Lisa?
Yes, Mama?
Don't you butt Mama Mutil Zalmich? What the hell did you do with my hairbrush? I've told you 100 times to leave that thing alone, but do you listen?
Mama.
Of course not! You told me to yell at you. You said they don't believe it. He woke up, Lisa. Max is awake. Well, do you have any idea where you might have left it?
No, Mama.
What good are you then?
I don't know. Stupid cow!
In Lisa's inside world, there was great relief in that time.
Outside, things were starting to look shaky.
The boss was at my shoulder.
Get it done! Get it done! The bombs were coming.
And so was I. For the book thief, everything was going nicely. For me, the sky was the color of Jews. I'll never forget that first day in Auschwitz. I shiver as I remember. I blow warm air into my hands to heat them up, but it's hard to keep them warm when the soul still shivers. distraction. This was it. I watched the sky as it turned from silver to gray and the color of rain. Even the clouds were trying to get away. Sometimes I imagined what it looked like above those clouds, knowing without question that the sun was blonde and the endless atmosphere a giant blue eye. Somewhere near Munich, Max Vandenberg was making his way through the darkness. He thought the Hubermans had risked their lives long enough.
The last words of Max Vandenberg.
Hans, thank you.
Max was gone.
Again, I'll give you a glimpse of the end. Perhaps it's to soften the blow for later, or to better prepare myself for the telling. Either way, I must inform you that the gray sky turned black the day the world ended for Liesel Menninger. A small, sad hope. No one wanted to bomb Himmel Street. No one would bomb a place named after heaven, would they?
Would they?
In short, Himmel Street was flattened. All while people slept. While Rudi Steiner slept. While Mama and Papa slept. All sleeping. All dying.
Only one person survived.
She survived because she was sitting in a basement reading through the story of her own life, checking for mistakes. I could not fully enjoy her survival because I knew what I had done not only moments before. I'd held her papa in one arm and her mama in the other.
Rudy? Mama! Papa!
But I have gotten ahead of myself. Again, I gave a glimpse of the ending. There is still more to Liesel's story before the raid that shattered her life. The Germans were starting to pay earnest by then. While most of the camps were spread throughout Europe, there were some still in existence in Germany itself. In those camps, many people were still made to work and walk. Max Vandenberg was one such Jew. God, there were so many of them. Liesel searched and prayed that she would see her dear friend Max. The book thief stepped onto the road. Max!
Max, I'm here! I'm here, Max!
He heard her.
I'm here, Max, I'm here!
Liesel, you have to let go of me.
Is it really you, Max?
Yes, Liesel. It's me.
He cried as an SS officer came and a small collection of insolent Jews stood and watched. Standing, he was whipped. It continued from the soldier's hand and landed on Max's face. The soldier now turned to the girl. The whip sliced her collarbone and reached across her shoulder line. The book thief did not move.
Liesel! Liesel!
On Munich Street, boy and girl were entwined. Together, they watched the humans disappear. When the Jews were gone, the book thief stared into the eyes of her best friend.
Rudy, if I tell you something, will you promise not to say a word to anyone?
Of course.
Liesel pulled her life story from her bag and showed it to Rudy.
You told them about me?
At first, Liesel could not speak. Perhaps it was the sudden bumpiness of love she felt for him.
Of course I told him about you.
It was moments from his death. She was saying goodbye, and she didn't even know it. She sat and held her life story in her hands.
The girl simply didn't care anymore. She had seen her brother die with one eye open. She had said goodbye to her papa. She had said goodbye to her mama. She had said goodbye to Max.
And at the center of all of it, she saw the Führer shouting his words and passing them around.
Those who want to live say don't fight, and those who do not want to fight do not deserve to live!
Yeah!
Why do people have to believe in Hitler's words?
She tore a page from Mein Kampf and ripped it in half.
Then a chapter.
Then the words.
Why do books have to exist?
It was in that moment I wanted to help Lisa.
I wanted to tell her that without words,
The Führer was nothing.
What if I was able to use the words to speak the truth? The book thief.
A small story by Liesel Memminger. That night, another raid. The book thief made her way down to the basement. She kept the book with her at all times. After 10 nights of writing, by the next raid, on October 2nd, she was finished writing her story. And then the book thief reads her last line.
I have hated the words, and I have loved them. And I hope I have made them right.
It has been many years since all of that. There's still plenty of work to do. As for what's left of the story, I will not skirt around any of it, because I'm tired.
I'm so tired.
And I will tell it as straightly as I can.
A last fact.
I should tell you that the book thief died only yesterday. He lived to a very old age, far away from Moking and the demise of Himmel Street. Yes.
I have seen a great many things in this world. I attend the greatest disasters.
I work for the greatest villains.
Then there are other moments.
There's a multitude of stories that I allow to distract me as I work, just as the colors do.
The book thief is one such story.
When I traveled to Sydney to take Liesel away, I was finally able to do something I had been waiting on for a long time.
I pulled a dusty black book from my pocket.
Is this really it? I thought I lost it. I can't believe... Did you read it?
Many times.
And at that point,
There was a great pause.
I wanted to tell the book thief many things about
Beauty and brutality.
I wanted to explain that I am constantly overestimating and underestimating the human race. I wanted to ask her how the same thing could be so ugly
and so glorious.
and its words and stories
So damning and so brilliant. None of these things,
however,
came out of my mouth.
all I was able to do was turn to Liesel Memminger and tell her the only truth I truly know.
I said it to the book thief. And I say it now to you. I am haunted by humans.
incredibly supportive of our organization here and making this possible. All members of the school board, all the faculty and staff of Eisenhower High School. Thank you so very much in a time where arts programs are frequently cut not only in the state but also throughout the country. Not only is District 218 supportive of the arts, I mean, look at what this is. I mean, this is beyond support. So just thank you to everybody who put this event on. We can give them a round of applause. Yeah. Again, we are the Eisenhower Orchestra. We hope you enjoyed this. It's Allegro Gustoso. Thank you.
close your ears as we sing you a song about D218. And at the end of this play, you'll likely agree
It's the best school district you've ever seen.
We've got Cardinal and Astros and Bulldogs galore.
And if you disagree with our assertion that we have the best school district in all of Illinois,
We'll gladly show you the door.
So So lend us your ears as we tell you what's great.
What's great about D218?
The year is 1897.
Civilization in the Midwest is limited to an area southwest of Lake Michigan, known to the indigenous people as
Blue Island.
But unlike its name implies,
this land is neither blue, nor is it an island. Instead, it is home to a large group of Italian immigrants
who came to this new land
Looking for hope, prosperity,
And to make people some office they can't refuse.
Now that we're here in the land of opportunity, we need a place.
A place for the children.
We need to build
A school.
And with that, Blue Island High School was founded by Marlon Brando in 1897.
and soon after, in 1927,
This one school gave birth to an entire district.
But, like most schools, simply named after a geographic location and/or a direction.
Blue Island High School wasn't as cool as it could be.
But that all changed
During World War II.
Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no.
And in this turbulent and trying time,
One figure emerged.
One figure with the intelligence,
bravery,
And leadership skills.
who gave us a name for our next high school.
Dwight D. Eisenhower High School.
and if you'll allow us to be serious for a second,
When Eisenhower actually spoke in Blue Island for the 1951 commencement, he reminded us.
The free world must be concerned with one thing above all others: justice and peace for all the peoples of the earth.
Equity and opportunity.
He also reminded us.
No man can be seen as an enemy, for we all must share a common vision in our struggle.
Shared vision.
He also reminded us.
Now is the time for all free men to ask themselves, in your heart, are you engaged in the affairs of the world?
meaningful engagement.
Has anybody else realized that all of these things are written on the walls?
I think that's kind of the point.
Oh.
But as the years following, World War II changed our country.
So too did it change our district.
In a sleepy southern suburb where the lawns are full of oak trees.
A second school was founded.
And it was founded
Right next to the train tracks.
Are you kidding me? True story. When you do a Google search of Harold L. Richards High School,
All you get are results for Dwayne Wade and Gary Cohorn.
therefore, we can only assume Richards High School was founded by Dwayne Wade
and Gary Cohorn.
and, when searching for a metaphor, a literary leaping off point to best describe this great school, one can only compare it to the classical wonders of ancient Greece.
Sports, 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 sports.
What are you doing?
Sports, 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 sports.
What do sports have to do with ancient Greece?
Dude, what are you talking about? The essence of teamwork and physical acuity.
As well as organized athletic competitions.
Were all developed in ancient Greece.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense now that you put it that way.
Sports, 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 sports.
Well, you guys cut it out.
But this metaphor becomes especially clear when one compares Richards High School
To ancient Sparta.
So you're saying that Richards High School is a lot like ancient Sparta because of the sports? But isn't Sparta known for something else?
Sparta!
Tonight, we die in hell! Okay, this is ridiculous. I try to make a nice metaphor and you guys turn it into a scene from a comic book movie.
What do you mean ridiculous? I worked really hard to learn how to spill my guts on stage.
High expectations for student learning.
And the metaphor still worked. Did you not see how orderly we were when we were doing our sports?
We believe in an orderly environment.
Guys, those things are written up on the walls too!
Once again, I think that's the point.
Oh, and the ancient Greece metaphor helps us transition into talking about our third grade school.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alan Bartlett Shepard Jr. was the first American in space.
He was one of the first Americans to walk on the moon.
He had a really awesome haircut.
And he was the first American to hit a golf ball off the moon, which went for miles and miles, as far as the eye could see.
Miles and
miles, as far as
the eye could see. In fact, he was so cool.
Our district named a school after him.
But despite popular belief,
his favorite colors were not orange and brown.
What does this have to do with our ancient Greece metaphor? Well, according to the internet,
Shepard was a man of many talents and interests.
And his well-roundedness was similar
to the people who thrived in the classical society of ancient Athens.
It was the golden age of thinkers,
writers,
and philosophers. Hippocrates, this festering wound is really itchy.
Fortunately, I studied medicine in school and can help you chop off your arm.
What?
Mr. Socrates, what is the meaning of all existence?
My advice to you is to get married. If you find a good wife, you'll be happy. If not, you'll become a philosopher.
Mr. Socrates, what should I ask for my birthday?
He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have.
Wait, what? Gather together at this hallowed stage.
The scene is set for the plays of Sophocles.
The queen has arrived. Let the festivities commence. Where is my king?
I'm right here, and I brought some... Oh, no. Mom? What are you doing? Oh, no, not
So the qualities of scholarship and an interest in the arts, government,
science,
and all other fields of academic study
that are still pursued here at Shepard High School and all District 218 schools
resemble those originally conceived in ancient Athens.
And these ideas
of knowledge, academics, learning, and study
are timeless.
Rigorous curriculum and innovative instruction. And we work together to achieve these goals.
Because we are
a community of learners. Oh my gosh, guys, you're not going to believe this.
We know! We know!
Those things are written up on the walls, too.
Seriously?
I love the walls in this room.
And with that, our metaphor is ended.
But the show goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move into the audience participation portion of our show.
At various points during the next section of our show,
one member of our group will hold up a clearly labeled poster board.
The boards will say either
Eisenhower High School,
Shepard High School,
or Richards High School.
So when the board that says that particular school's name is held up, you need to say the name of that school as loud as possible.
Let's try it, shall we?
Eisenhower High School! Shepard High School! Richards High School!
That was great! Now remember, whenever the sign is held up, you need to shout the name of that school.
This is the part of our show where we share the many grades in our schools. There's so much we can say about the kids in our schools and the amazing things that they do.
Which school has a dance team that just won its 6th state championship in school history?
Eisenhower High School!
Which school raised over $21,000 for pediatric cancer research during their recent St. Paul's fundraiser?
Shepard High School!
Which school is the state runner-up in IHSA football?
Richards High School!
Which school set a record for having more AP scholars this year than ever before?
Eisenhower High School!
Which school won the Eugene Simpson Award for Civil Leadership from Palos Heights?
Shepard High School!
Which school has a national chess champion, along with a 14-time conference champion chess team?
Richards High School!
Which school is home to the Ice High charity, which raised $5,000 for special needs students?
Eisenhower High School!
Which school just swept conference on all 4 levels for both boys and girls cross country?
Shepard High School!
Which school has 11 conference championship sports teams in sports including wrestling, bowling, softball, and football?
Richards High School!
Which school has
champion soap choir?
Eisenhower High School.
Which school has a grand champion marching band?
Shepherd High School.
Which school has a grand champion jazz band?
Richards High School.
Which school had more students participate and place in speech team this year than ever before?
Eisenhower High School.
Which school won regionals in speech and qualified for state for the 14th consecutive year?
Shepherd High School.
Which school had a conference champ speech team and a GI that went to state and finals at state for the second consecutive year?
Richards High School.
What is the best school in District 218?
Yeah, that was kind of a trick question. Based on that list of accomplishments.
They're all pretty great. And this leaves us with one more task.
To all our administrators,
Paraprofessionals.
Custodians.
Security personnel.
Cafeteria employees.
Teachers.
And anyone else employed by our district in any way,
We want to say thank you.
thank you to Mr. Antos for helping me recognize my potential and passion for music.
I want to say thank you to my math teacher, Miss Chang, for enriching my experience with math since freshman year, and my APUS teacher, Miss Boom, who has made me an overall better student.
I'd like to thank my AP US history teacher, Miss Cruz, who besides teaching me history has also taught me that what I am learning is more important than test scores.
I want to say thank you to Miss Jacqueline, my choir teacher, who not only expanded my musical experience, but also encouraged me to audition for the Illinois Music Educator Association.
thank you to Miss Falk for not only being a teacher, but also being a friend, and for giving me a place to hang out during lunch because the cafeteria scares me.
I'd like to thank Mr. Martin for not only making me a competent musician, but a competent person.
I want to thank the Eisenhower Math Department for pushing me to my limit for state next weekend.
I want to thank Mr. Rice for taking time out of his personal life to film every extracurricular activity at Shepherd. There are so many more memories made accessible to us because of you.
I would personally like to thank my physics teacher, Mr. Natonik, and my English teacher, Mr. Badger, for encouraging me to do great things and to push myself to new limits, and even to run for the position of NHS president. And
There are so many others we can thank.
For your time.
For your efforts.
For your creativity.
For teaching us.
For helping us grow
Into adults.
Into productive members of our society.
Without you,
without all of you,
None of this.
None of the wonderful accomplishments of our district
Would be possible.
But our time is up.
and our show is coming to an end.
And rather than share another moment in our history,
Or share another fact about what makes our district great.
or take the time to make another joke,
we would like to simply end by saying,
Thank you.
For all that you do.
Thank you. I'm Kevin Kozik from Richards High School.
I'm Kimberly Ring from Shepherd High School.
Roxanne Sagina from Richards High School.
Mike McCarthy from Richards High School. Nick Martinez from Shepherd High School.
Renee Haskins from Eisenhower High School.
Peanut Smith, Eisenhower High School.
Riley McDermott from Shepherd High School.
Matthew Wilson from Eisenhower High School.